Hey everyone, welcome to another Boom Talk with Jeff Hawley. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, we're going to stick with the mobile thing. The mobile thing we're going to talk about for a bit. One of the questions that keeps on coming up with people is, who do you think has the best coverage right now?
Right. So, it's always difficult trying to pick the right provider for yourself.
Right.
And so it all depends. And the great thing about us, you could give us a call or you could chat with us at boom.us. And we have a coverage checker, and we can tell you which provider works best in your area.
Okay.
But the rule of thumb is that at&t and Verizon
have the two best networks.
Yeah, are the two bigger networks, and then you fall in line with T-Mobile and Sprint.
Right. And so if I live like in the Oklahoma region, it's usually going to be AT&T.
Yeah, it's usually going to be AT&T.
Right.
I mean, they all have their pockets where they're really good. Up and down the East Coast, Verizon does really well. In the Midwest, AT&T does really well. And California area is pretty strong for T-Mobile.
Nice.
And so they all have their pockets to be in, but AT&T and Verizon are definitely the one with the stronger networks across the board.
How do you choose who you go with?
Yeah, so that's going to depend on what do you want.
Right.
Because each provider, the bigger providers anyways, so let's get away from us small guys.
Okay.
And just go to the big guys. All of them have gone to basically full unlimited packages.
Right.
And so unless you need something that's completely unlimited all the time, and right now we're in a crunch, obviously.
Yeah. Right now especially, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so people are trying to find every way to maximize their dollar,
right, and
spend it as necessary as they need to spend it,
right.
But all the bigger guys kind of force you into a higher plan,
right,
to get that average cost or that average customer on a high ARPU, average use per user. Whereas if you come into us lower guys, we can build out plans more specifically for needs.
Yeah, off your usage, right?
Correct.
Right, so and so actually check my usage.
You can check your usage and go, hey man, I don't really need unlimited this, and this. I need this, and this.
Right.
And so it's a little bit different on how to find out who you need or what you want to use or how you're going to do it. But pull out your bill and get a good 3-month run rate of what you're using.
Right.
Get online and start reading some reviews. I mean, just do a little bit of research. Use Google reviews, use Amazon's reviews, just Google the business name, and just do a little bit of homework to see who's going to fit you best.
Gotcha. And that's and if you have any trouble with any of those reviews or whatever, you can also call in, and here at the store we help people use their own system to show what their usage is and all that fun stuff too.
Absolutely. And that's why we've built the free trial plan as well. So customers can, choose one of their networks. Okay. And then they can say, hey, I want to try AT&T in my network, in my area. You say AT&T is good. Let me try it. And so we have an opportunity for them to try it. And it's at no cost obligation to them to see that network works best for them. Ah,
I see. Nice. How important do you think customer service is with all this new technology and how things are, in this new market?
And it's an interesting question because we pride ourselves off our customer service,
right?
And I believe that it's a lost art.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe that the general public has gotten the raw end of the deal.
Right.
I believe that they accept mediocrity.
Right.
And when they run across something that's not, they fall in love with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't say that we do it absolutely the best possible way that we can do it, but it's so much better than what everybody else is doing. Right. That when they encounter us,
one of the major emphasis of the business model is our customer service for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Personal story. I moved about a year ago. And sure enough, the company I'd used for 7 years lost my business because they just did not care. I just felt like a number. They sent the thing. Every time I called in customer service, they couldn't figure out what was going on. Also, they didn't seem like they cared. The queue time was ridiculous. And lo and behold, their competitor won my business within, a week of screwing things up. I gave them a week. I did. I was like, but I was also in my new house, stranded without internet. And at this point in the game, that's just not an option. I gave them a month heads up that I was moving. They didn't seem to take it, seriously, and lo and behold, they lost my business, and I'd been with them for a long time.
Right.
So.
Well, you remember the story I just told you yesterday? So I had a customer that bought a hotspot from us, and I went and I took it to his place of business and delivered the hotspot, and I walk in and he's on hold with, I won't say the name, but XYZ company.
Right.
That's one of the big four. And he is an hour into his call.
Yeah.
And he's
face
still
is bright red.
Oh,
for
yeah.
being
he is still not done with it.
Right.
And he finally feel like he's getting somewhere. The last guy whose name was Bob, but he was in India.
Right.
Was transferring him to the accounts receivables group. And amongst that transfer, he gets disconnected.
He loses the call. Right. It has to start all over.
And so I just said, hey,
last straw.
If you were using Boom Mobile, we wouldn't be having this problem right now. And lo and behold, we got a customer.
Bada bing, bada boom, just like that. Then he told a friend, and he did, and that friend called later on that day. Right, yep. Right. So let's talk business for a second. Going right into that. With customer service, what's like another business tip that you would give? The listeners today, like what's the top business tip that you have in your
so right now everything is obviously centered around what's going on with this COVID-19.
For sure and game changer,
absolutely. And so what I would suggest right now is that obviously the federal government just passed a huge stimulus package. And there are some awesome opportunities for small business owners to protect themselves to some extent. I mean, because we don't know how long this is going to last.
Right.
We don't know the severity of it yet.
Right.
And so, but what the government has done is they have stepped up and said, we have something here for you to try to keep you in business, number one, but also to give you a way to pay your employees as well.
What are some pitfalls you think people will fall into if they don't do it correctly?
So right now you just need to find a bank that has SBA approved, hop onto that. So I went ahead and filled out some of the paperwork myself, and I was just able to hop onto the SBA website. And I was able to navigate myself through that, but I felt pretty comfortable doing it. If you don't feel comfortable, your banker or a SBA bank will walk you through the entire process. And it's supposed to be a pretty quick process. So when people hear SBA, they kind of freak out because it's a 60 to 90 day window.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's awful. So, but the SBA and the federal government and Trump has mandated that this stuff gets funded with in 72 hours.
Right. Because they know it's no joke.
Right. They don't have time to wait. I mean, so it's interesting. So my tip would be is to, spend some time really understanding what that stimulus bill was, because there's two different ways to go. You can go the PPL route, which is the payroll protection loan, and you'll get 2.5 times your payroll, your rent and utilities. And so, I mean, listen, 2.5 times, and it's all forgivable. If you track the process of what you spend it on, and you spend it on all the correct items, it's a forgivable loan that you will not have to pay back. Then they have a second one that will go up to $2 million, spread out over 30 years and a 4% interest.
Nice.
So, I mean, there are some really great things that you can do for your business to help sustain yourself during this tough time. But feel free to please reach out to your banker or to your local bank that is SBA approved.
Nice. So be diligent with that. Take care of your customer service. Take care of your employees. And be safe out there. That's
absolutely
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us. If someone wants to contact you with any questions or comments, what's a good way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, just reach out to me on email, and you can do that at Jeff, just JEFF.Holley, HOLLEY @boom.us.
Awesome. And you can find us out there on all social media and whatnot. So thanks so much for listening, you guys, and we'll catch you on the next Boom Talk.